Credit, obviously a tough group. I thought our guys really battled and competed, but give them credit for making plays there down the stretch. Questions?
You called timeout with 38 seconds left. You've got the ball. It's a tie game. What were you hoping to get in that possession, and what was the demeanor like in the huddle at that point?
Great. Demeanor was great. I don't want to get specific on what we were looking for, but I thought we got a great look. It was actually a secondary look, but I don't want to get specific about that. But, yeah, the demeanor was great.
And then, obviously, they get the three. They get the drive. Defensively, what could you guys have done differently in the last 35, 40 seconds there that would have made that
I'd have to look at it and see how well it was contested and challenged. I don't off the top of my head, I don't know if Carr was – I don't know how he was challenged or contested. I have to look at it. I thought it was a decent contest, but obviously not good enough.
Chris, from the outside looking in, it seems like you've tried just about everything over the last couple of weeks to motivate or search for answers. Are you scratching your head or running out of options, or do you think you have a feel for what's going on here?
No, I think in some ways we took a step forward in some areas. We just right now we're just not good enough in enough areas to win in this league. We're just not. But I thought our guys competed, battled, played hard. Were locked in. Had a few errors that happen. They kind of get you in this league. But when we've got to find a way to answer the bell late in situations.
And CJ and Kyle showed a lot of emotion in here. Was the locker room more down or taking this one harder than some others? How does it compare?
Yeah, no, I think they took it really hard.
Toughness was an issue we talked about. Where were you on that tonight? They looked like they played hard, but maybe sustaining it all the way through is maybe what needs to still happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was better in that area. I thought Oturu made some really tough end of shot clock shots there, where you want to challenge him in situation, but kind of runners. You got a 6'10" kid shooting a runner. Those are tough shots. But I thought we took a step forward. We'll see if we can be consistent with that.
Don't want to put too much on Caleb, but 1 of 10 for him is your top scorer. Just seemed like Oturu had him out of sorts from early in the game, and he just really kind of struggled with that. I don't know, just your thought about that matchup and what he can do. It seemed like he did find teammates at times, but just what can he do in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, 14 rebounds for Caleb. I thought his ball screen defense was outstanding. He really had the work for the better part of the game. I think he had a couple around the basket that I'm sure he would like to make that he normally would, but he created a lot of opportunities for other guys because of the attention they were giving him. I thought overall, it was a tough floor game, but overall I was really pleased with Caleb's effort.
I'm sure a month ago or so you probably wouldn't have imagined yourself coming in after a loss and saying that you saw some steps forward, but what specifically were those that the parts of your team's game that you liked?
Well, I just thought we played tougher and harder, and you're always evaluating on people on the outside always evaluate wins and losses. We're evaluating on how we played. I thought we took a step forward in some areas today, and we'll see if the film validates that.
When you say you're not good enough in enough areas, are they the same areas that you've seen all season?
I mean, there's some consistency to it, but tonight I didn't think we were great in transition defense. I didn't think we were great finishing either on drives or around the rim. Some are consistent areas, but we got to find a way as coaches to figure out a way to put them in better positions and stay together as a group and figure out how to be better.
Year one, the ball would be in Kata's hands last year, and Caleb or CJ's hands. Are you in a situation where you have too many candidates and nobody knows where it's supposed to be, or nobody wants it?
Well, no, I think they want it. I think it's a matter of, we've got to find that within some of them, and I think as we talked about here a month or 3 weeks ago, I think is something we're still, processing through with this group.
Do you evaluate in the middle of a game, like you talked about Caleb's struggles in the post? It looked like on the last essentially real possession of the game for you guys. The plan was not to get it to him in the post. Is that something you evaluate because of the way Oturu's playing defense on him, or is it always the best option or always a A-list option because you can draw a foul or he can kick it out and get somebody open?
Yeah, I think that it was we had talked about that, and hindsight's always 20/20. In some ways, you wish that we would have, but I'm at peace with where we were at with that possession.
Chris, you had 15 free throw attempts in the first half and only 3 in the second half. Was that any difference in your guys' willingness to go there and get fouled, or were they just playing better D and not hitting you as much?
I think it was. I didn't think we were as attacking or as aggressive. And let's be honest, the game's always called a little bit differently in the second half. In this case, I thought it was. Just they let things go a little bit more, and I thought they called a little bit tighter in the first half.
Along those lines, I guess then for the most part, did you get what you wanted out of your guards getting to the paint? It seems like all those guys had a little bit of a mindset to get there and try to get fouled if they could, and did a better job of finishing too.
Yeah, it was a little better. I thought we were a little more aggressive in that area, which was good. A step forward for us.
And then you mentioned Caleb's ball screen defense. When he's hedging the way he was and then sprinting back to recover, what kind of impact does that have on a guy's offensive game when he's doing that all game on the defensive end?
I think there's something to that. He had to really work. So I do think there's something to that. He played really hard. Caleb played really hard tonight.
And just one more, sorry. Kyle tied the game for you guys and gave you guys a lead, sort of doing what he does, playing off his teammates, finding the spots and scoring. I think conventional wisdom explains why you wouldn't have him out there for that possession where you didn't score with 38 seconds left. But I don't know, hindsight, should you have put him out there? Do you want him out there? Because he did seem to be a guy who was making tough buckets for you, even if he gives you some, I don't know, if teams are sagging off him, I know it's hard. But
Yeah, we were just trying to create some space because we knew how they were playing off the ball. So we felt like we were trying to create some space on the floor without him. But, you can always second-guess yourself as a coach in those decisions.
Chris, we've talked about how Kyle isn't an offensive or a scorer first, really, but he came up with those buckets. Which that shot doesn't go for Carr. It could have went a different way. But what did you like from his performance tonight and his impact in the game?
Well, I think he's getting his energy back. He played off other guys. He finished around the rim. Defensively, I thought he was good when he was on Arturo. He's slowly but surely getting his energy back.
Coach, I know Caleb struggled offensively tonight, at least scoring the ball, but like their leading scorer and their big man didn't necessarily have the best shooting night either, and yet they had a guard that they could kind of lean on. I don't know if there's like a hierarchy there yet for you, or is there a guy that, like, if Caleb has a night like this, you can just point to him and say, like, not necessarily do what Marcus Carr did tonight, but like some version of that?
Yeah, I think we've got to find that. We've got to find that.
So are you surprised that, like, it's January and that's still
No, because we've got young guards. We got all new guards or young guards. So not at all. None of those guys have been in that position. So if you'd asked me this time in August, I'd have said that's some in a lot of ways you only get to that point by going through it and being in those situations.
Coach, as one of the step forwards for you guys, the fact that the supporting cast around Caleb seems to be more in sync offensively tonight, when in the past it's kind of been inconsistent play from those guys and Caleb being pretty consistent.
Yeah, I thought we had guys when, like I said, he was really competing. He was playing extremely hard, and I do think that probably impacted his offense a little bit. But I was really pleased with Caleb's effort. And bottom line is, we had other guys that, were able to make plays with the attention he was given.
First couple of minutes of the second half, they were able to, I think it was like an 8-0 run once you guys pushed it to 11, and that made it, it was tight from then on. How did you see the game change at that point? Was there anything that you missed a couple of shots and to get a turnover, but did you see the game change early there in the second half?
I don't know if it changed. I think maybe they obviously, we knew it was going to be a tight game. I don't think any of us, went into it thinking it was going to be different than the way it turned out to be.
Coach, because Kyle Young shoots such a high percentage from the field, it seemed like he got more looks you guys were looking for, maybe a little bit more in that mid-post area tonight. Is that something you guys talk about, trying to get him some more looks so he can get some more shot attempts?
Yeah, he drove it. He drove it well. You know, Kyle's got to continue to be aggressive and do what he does.
What explanation did you get on Caleb's flagrant one?
They said it was a non-basketball play where he, you know, put his head into the face of a tour, which, you know, did not agree with.